Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Worldology, and today I seen this clip that's going on around. I'm not going to put it on the screen because I don't know who actually was playing Battlefield 6, right? And it's a Battlefield 6 clip about the movement being nerfed in the game and more penalized, right? So, before I get into the video, you will notice in my previous videos that whenever I try to slide and shoot, right, I will instantly shoot the ground before I will be able to look up and shoot the person right in front of me. And that is the penalty that you get from sliding and trying to aim at the person. So when I was sliding down and shooting at the ground, it wasn't me. It was the like camera actually forcing me to go down and I could not move. So to get that started is we're just going to go all the way back to Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 since it's a Call of Duty and Battlefield war, right? And everybody is saying, hey, this game is trying to be, Battlefield is trying to be like Call of Duty, and Battlefield trying to be like this and that, and Call of Duty trying to be like Battlefield, right? But they're their own separate games, okay? So BO3 and BO4. BO3, and I'm gonna introduce Advanced Warfare as well. So those games introduce the movement spectrum in Call of Duty, right? The more modern movement time. Black Ops 2 and 1, the only thing you can do in movement was a little bit of jump shotting and drop shotting, right? Couldn't do that much, but obviously you could do more because we was in the old generation there, with the 360s and PlayStations, right? So the thing is BO3 introduced jetpacks. The jetpacks in the game was pretty OP. You could jetpack all around. In Advanced Warfare, you could jetpack like in bursts. And, you know, all that stuff was an introduction into what modern times can be in movement. So, the thing is about that is that by the time BO3 was made in 2015, so what battlefields was created by the time 2015? So, it was BF3 through Hardline. And I'm gonna get to all that in a little bit, right? So BF3 through Hardline. BF3 started in 2011. And I'm gonna get to Battlefield in a minute. So, and now we're gonna go on BO4, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. They removed jetpacks and they brought back boots on the ground. And that's when they introduced Slide. And y'all know where I'm going with this, right? What game came out at the same time of sliding and was perhaps the best movement style in Battlefield? Battlefield 5 came out in 2018 and Black Ops 4 came out in 2018. They both introduced slide into their first modern game in the Xbox One era. In the middle of the Xbox One and whatnot. But I'm gonna get to that, okay? I'm going a little fast. So, thing is, Black Ops, Black Ops and Battlefield are competitors, of course. DICE, EA, whatever, Activision, whoever creates the Call of Duty series and whatnot, right? So they're all competitors, and of course. But speaking to the community, because the community broke down BF1 and BF5 again, and they're trying to do it to BF4, BF6. And yes, I do love the community. But bro, y'all gotta get y'all head on a swivel because the movement that's in the background in Call of Duty and Battlefield Hardline was literally the same movement in BF4. You just could not do any zooming or movement. So going all over the place like I am, because I'm really trying to get into the gist of it. Is that the thing is, the people who are saying that the movement, I'm gonna go off track again. The people who are saying that the Battlefield 6 movement is very, in its good optimized form, and it shouldn't really have any size and whatnot. And you shouldn't be able to aim at a person when you're shooting, when in real life, nobody is going to shoot at the ground when you're sliding. If people want to build some more realistic type of style game, you're not going to slide and look at the ground while you're shooting, you dummy. You're going to die on sight, idiot. Like, what are you talking about? And the thing is, right? Going to Battlefield 3 was the first game to have a modernized Frostbite engine. I forgot what Frostbite it was. What Frostbite? I think it was 1.2 or something, 3 or whatever, right? Battlefield 3 had the beginning of airstrafing and jump, crouch, peeking, whatever how you call it. Jump, crouch, peeking, air strafing, and jumping while shooting. But the thing with Battlefield that was way more competitive than Call of Duty real quick. Do apologize. But the difference between Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty was that it had optic sway. Optic sway was something like how you see in the background when I'm trying to jump peek, the skill barrier and having to try to control your weapon, along with spread, meaning that I have to tap fire, which everybody wants in Battlefield because you don't need the laser beam like in 2042. Battlefield 2042 was very laser beamy, and it was kind of, announceable in the Battlefield 6 base, right? We all knew that it was a little bit more laser beamy. So he would have been dead. The guy in the background, he would have been dead if I had the laser beam. The laser beaming type of gun from 2042 or something, right? So the thing is with that, Battlefield Hardline is next after Battlefield 3. And why? Why are you always advocating for Battlefield Hardline? Like, damn, bro, can you shut up with Hardline? Yeah, I will shut up. But again, Battlefield Hardline, those of you who don't know, everything that I'm saying will be on the screen. Hardline was created before Battlefield 4. Everything, you can read it on any wiki, whatever, if you want to get into the depths of Battlefield. But I'm just going to show the specific parts for this specific video, which is movement, right? So Hardline was created in 2012. It was created in 2012, 1 year before BF4 and 1 year after BF3. And the thing that we know about that is that since Battlefield 3 was the first new game to be on a new Frostbite engine after like Bad Company or something. After Bad Company, that means that we are still in the same engine how we are in Battlefield 4 with Hardline, right? So yeah, that's exactly why this game plays very similar to Battlefield 4, because it was basically Battlefield 4 before Battlefield 4. It was just released at a bad time and put on the screen. Everything about the community that we loved in every Battlefield. So, I'm going to get to that part right now. Oh, wait. I'm going to speak on Battlefield 2 a little bit as well. Battlefield 2, right? That game, as I went back and looked at the gameplay and what any tutorial that was there about Battlefield 2 and what do you need to do to be good at that game, which I'm not going to be good at the game because the game is skeletonized. It's a skeleton. That the way you get good at Battlefield 2 was to have movement, because I forgot who said it, but I liked the video. Because you actually you need the movement the main thing was the movement because you actually need no because spread because it's spread. You need movement because it's spread and how the guns worked in Battlefield. So it was harder. But yeah, with that, it was harder, but to be good at the game you need a movement. So movement was in Battlefield 2. And the thing with that is Battlefield 2, it was before my time. So and I don't even know when Battlefield 2 was released. It was released before every game that's on this list. So that is the thing on Battlefield 2. Literally, a person who was in competitive Battlefield and in the professional scene said that movement was the number one thing and aiming wasn't the number one thing because of the spread and how the guns work in the game. So now we are going to get into, because this is a lot. You know, I'm not going to pause nothing. If you hear some quietness, I'm just looking through, right? So no need to feel ashamed or anything. Let's just keep going, keep striving.
Got that one.
The thing. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to get to. Every part of Battlefield that everybody liked for Battlefield. So, Battlefield 3. Everybody liked it because of the gameplay. I didn't really look too much in that in Battlefield 3, but I'm sure it's the gameplay because it was a new engine in it. The gameplay, the destruction, the blue look. You know, we all like the blue look, right? And everything about Battlefield that makes the Battlefield Battlefield. Battlefield 4 was literally made for the gameplay. You will see that on the wiki. It says the reason why it was the best was the gameplay and the multiplayer mode. I'm gonna get into that with BF1. The multiplayer mode, you can follow with me as well if you want to. Follow with me on all the wikis and stuff that's on every Battlefield and Call of Duty, right? BF4. BF4. It was the greatest of all time by every hardcore fan of Battlefield, and I accept it. Hardline is a very creative game, but it's not better than BF4. I might like it better because it's more interesting. But Hardline, put on the screen. Hardline was good for its multiplayer mode. Oh, surprising. It was good for its voice acting because it had the best voice lines in the game. Duh. It was more creative. And what else? I forgot what else. But it was also criticized for the stealth and the narrative. So what does that mean, huh? The stealth, it was created. It was disliked for the stealth and the narrative. What does that mean, world? Bro, what does that mean, worldology? It means that it came at the wrong time. It means that because, of course, BF3 and BF4, that like we all know, and we're living in a time of how it's going on right now, and people is still being retarded and trying to fix the history of BF5 like it's BF5 and BF1, that it came out in the wrong time. That's all that is. Hardline came out in the wrong time, but everybody loved the gameplay of it. Oh, yeah, very disastrous, right? So, BF1. BF1. Now we're going to get into BF1. Let me look up BF1. Let's all look up BF1 release date. The BF1 release date came out in 2016. 3 years after BF4. And what was going on in 2016. What was going on in 2016? See, I don't remember any FPS game that was going very well in 2016. Oh, was it the Infinite Warfare trailer? Was it that? What was it? I think it was the Infinite Warfare trailer, the most disliked trailer in the history of YouTube of gaming, right? Was it that? Was it really that? So that was that. And then BF1 came out. The very atmospheric trailer came out. Very good, very good. And then I'm gonna pull up the wiki. What does the wiki say? It says that everybody liked Battlefield 1 because of the setting of World War One, because of the setting that was placed in World War One, the multiplayer modes. What does modes mean? Because there's only one multiplayer mode. Maybe like the difference of multiplayer modes, but there was only like operation and another operation. I think breakthrough and conquest, and basically just the things we see how it is now, right? And that was that. And the visuals and the sound. So what does that say? That is said to be atmospheric. The game was only loved for its atmospheric ways. And what do you know about people who say, oh, let's post a picture of Battlefield 1 and say how good it was. But then you ask the person, oh, what's the best gameplay style of Battlefield 4? The Battlefield 4? What's the best gameplay style of Battlefield 4? World, what are you talking about? What is the best Battlefield gameplay style? And people will say, of course, what I just said, Battlefield 4. And why is that? Oh, because it had a lot of freedom. And people who nerfed Battlefield 1 disregarded the freedom. So with the BF4, you could airstrike just like in Battlefield Hardline and Battlefield 3. Oh, surprising, right? You can do a jump crouch peek. Yeah, and you can glitch it as well to be literally untouchable unless you're, like, you have aim and you can be able to hit the person. And Zuzu and the Moo Moo, I literally haven't seen a post of somebody Zuzu and the Moo Moo that said, like, I hate people who Zuzu and Moo Moo. Probably they don't pay attention to the person who do it. But I haven't really seen that many people who hated it that much. And of course it will be hated because it was an exploit and people who did it just wasn't really that good at the game and wanted extra leverage, But even though that was still a little movement style, it was still like movement style, but it wasn't really a movement style. You get what I mean? But with the normal size of Battlefield was that you can airstrike, you can jump while peak, and you can jump while peak while crouching, and you can do all this special stuff without needing to slide or anything. And what does that all say? I'm gonna keep going because I'm not done. Now we're going to get into Battlefield 5. You remember when I said that Battlefield Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 and Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 5, but dang, messing up a lot. Battlefield 5 and Black Ops 4 was released on the same year, not the same date, and they both introduced Slide for their franchise. And what did the community say about Black Ops 5? I don't have a wiki for it, but it was literally what most people said about BF5. That it had the best movement in the game, in the franchise. I haven't seen not one person said anything different. Me, I'll be different, and other people as well. I think that Hardline is the best because it has more freedom and it's faster. Obviously, like fast pace. It's kind of Call of Duty wise, but still, this game was released before Call of Duty. It was released in Black Ops 2 time. You get what I mean? And Black Ops 2 was not this fast. It was not even close. Or Black Ops 1, whichever one, they was not that fast. So speaking of fast-paced movement, I'm gonna pull up this screenshot of the movement speeds between different FPS games. We've seen it in the previous video. It was in my previous videos. And we see that BF6, 1, and 5 is in the middle. And Call of Duty is all the way above us.
I got one. He's down.
So the thing about that means that the movement that's in this game is more situational because we're slower. So we have to be careful with the type of movement we have. Battlefield 6. Oh, what is Battlefield 6? Oh, it's the beta that we played. And the beta that we played is that the people who I was going against, I only saw about 5 through 10 people who was using the movement to their best abilities. And I even got hit with a slide in the stream. He caught me off guard. He broke my neck, broke my eyes, he did whatever to me, right? And the thing with that is that when people don't try to go further in, understanding the people who made the game and see why the people put mechanics in the game, which is a video game and competitive for the first place, then it's like, what is the reason for the people who are casuals try to make the game, worse? So what I mean by that, Hardline had a competitive mode, and it was literally similar to what I thought a good competitive mode would be. And I forgot. And I did not know it was in here. And I'm gonna pull it up. Crosshair. The competitive mode, and it was only 3 minutes long, 5v5, only 1 life, but you have to control the VIP. So it was basically like search and destroy, but it was more heavy. You had to literally, basically you was the MCOM, and you had to try to get into a helicopter. You're a vet. You had to protect the president. And you only have 1 life. And yes, that's interesting of a game mode, but I think Battlefield should be a little longer in their sense, like just have like conquest or whatnot. But it's still interesting. But speaking of that, is that we've been so desensitized to thinking everything is casual, to not even understanding that there was competitive modes that nobody played, which I didn't play. I didn't even know Crosshair was in the game. We've been so desensitized on ruining the games that DICE literally puts competitive modes separate from casual modes for a reason. And the thing with that is, again, when I went back and said that I only saw 5 or 10 people utilizing the movement in the game, and I got hit with that slide. The thing with that is that nobody uses the movement to the best ability, which is why there's a competitive mode and a casual mode. Duh. And the people who wants to ruin the movement for the game aren't even close to qualified to being in a competitive mode. Am I qualified? I don't know. I haven't tried to my best ability because I'm going against people who complains about video games all the time. Well, I do. You was seeing in my life, of course. Of course I'm complaining because I'm being conscious about the retardedness that's in the game, like sliding and aiming at the ground before I'm able to look up, right? So the thing is, with that, and dying by bricks and debris. Alright, enough joking around. Going to BF5 and BO4. They both had slide. It was both made at the same time. And everybody in the Battlefield community considered BF5 had the best movement in the game. And the thing that makes me sick, right, is that BF5 had way more freedom in movement You see how he ran through that? Like I try to help him, but you know I didn't have much. So the reason why it makes me sick is that
Stop where you are.
you had way more freedom. You was able to slide in 2 second increments. So you was able to slide. Let's say right there, I was able to slide, and right there I was able to slide on in the background gameplay. And I was able to look, and I would have been able to look at him straight in his eyes and shoot him while I'm sliding. And I was probably able to cancel them the slide as well, and probably go forward and slash at him with a dang katana, or you know that one machete that you can't even break off because it's like a one-hit kill. So you was able to do that
Here comes one.
in Battlefield
I
5,
need help over here.
and
Make it
the
here, boy.
community is now saying that Battlefield 5 has the best movement in the game, and you had way more freedom, and the game came out like 6 years ago. I think it's because people don't remember or actually utilize the gameplay to remember. See, like that type of movement that I got killed with the G17, this was movement way before, you know, an active modern Call of Duty. You was able to do that in the BF4 because it was the same engine like Battlefield Hardline. Like, yeah, of course, world, you can obviously be wrong. You will be obviously wrong because, duh, we don't know what we don't know what the development was that made Hardline be, you know, waited on, and we don't know the works. But we know that
Drop your
we
weapon.
all know that there's no Zuzu in the movement, and it was way more fluid in the movement in Battlefield 4 compared to Hardline. And you know I'm going all over the place. I'll catch up. But the thing is, this is my final conclusion. This is the end of the video. You can click off if you want. But if this is actually interesting to you, and you're not just a tourist, and you actually want to help the community thrive for a long time, because the only thing about, you know, the core fan base is that we kept the game alive. The one who don't care about the retardedness of, you know, sliding sometimes at an unpredictable spot like how I got hit in Battlefield 6, because people don't, you know, use the movement or use their brain to actually be like, oh, this is how you do that, that's how you do that, this is how you do that. What are you playing video games for when you know that there's a competitive mode and a casual mode? What are you doing?
Incendiary, out.
So my conclusion
Incendiary on the way.
is that I do think that that penalty was very bad for Black Ops. I mean, yeah, Black Ops, huh? Oh yeah, dead game. Or Battlefield 6.
He's out.
But enough joking with Black Ops stuff. Sorry. But Battlefield 6, that penalty was very bad. It did not need to be nerfed. It was not that powerful. You can see back in my streams and count on your fingers how many times people slided. All 4 hours, 2 hour streams that I did on YouTube. Look, you can just scroll through all of them. You can press it on 2x speed, whatever. You can just scroll every single death I had. You can count on your fingers how many people tried to use a slide on, and it will be close to none. Nobody uses the movement in was casuals. I think I've been called a Call of Duty player at that, and I was just playing like a normal game. I wasn't even abusing the movement. I didn't abuse the movement at all that much in Black Ops and Battlefield 6 anyway, because again, these people who are trying to ruin the game like Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 are tourists. They don't understand that the movement system was like this way before Call of Duty was even modernized to be able to use movement. And that's what people don't understand. They don't want to look at the deeper aspects of, oh, what makes Battlefield actually Battlefield? That's why I love the community. But yeah, I am showing tough love to the people who are tourists and the ones to change the game again and try to ruin, this type of, what can I say, curse again. And didn't the developer say they wasn't going to mess with the movement? Don't mess with the movement. Makes no sense. I already tried to pull up my weapon when I was looking at the ground, and a good player would have killed me right there. Obviously, I probably wouldn't slide in his face, but a good player would have killed me if he had his eyes on me. He would have. And that's the thing. That is all I'm gonna say for this video. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. This is my final movement video about Battlefield 6. And if y'all don't fix it, hey, just bear the consequences. That comes with everybody complaining about movement further down the road and saying this probably has the worst gameplay. So yeah, that is all I'm gonna say for the video. Hope you like, share, subscribe again. And I will be live streaming Battlefield 6 when the game comes out. And yeah, long video. Love y'all, and I'm out.